Hi, I'm Sara from USA. Before I tell you my story, please like and subscribe.
Being poor didn't stop my parents from spoiling my younger brother Pedro rotten. You see, Pedro was a genius. By the time he was 8 months old, he could say his alphabet and count to 100. By the time he was 2, he was doing mathematical equations and solving puzzles.
Oh, baby, you're a genius.
He's going to make us so proud.
And what am I? Chop liver? On my 5th birthday, instead of the princess house with the car and pool I wanted, Mom stitched me a doll from old clothes.
We just don't have the money, sweetie.
But Pedro received a brand new remote control car.
Sweetie, we had to get Pedro something as well.
That wasn't even the worst of it. Pedro was allowed to go to school, and I wasn't. My parents said it was because Pedro had a special gift, so they used all the money they had to send him to a private school for gifted children, and they couldn't even afford books for me to go to a public school. Was that so unfair? I felt so invisible. The only time that parents saw me was when they wanted me to do some chore around the house. Over time, I just got used to it. And since I couldn't read books to myself, or I didn't have a phone to watch videos, I started to sew to pass my time.
Sarah, what did you do to my cardigans?
I fell in love with reading new things from old stuff. And I wanted to become a fashion designer because that's how differently my parents treated Pedro and me. We never grew up close, and he always saw me as his slave, even though I was older than he was.
Clip my toenails, clean my shoes.
When I was 11, I begged my parents to send me to a sewing school. Mom, Dad, I deserve to be able to follow my dreams too.
They don't have the money to send you some stupid selling school when you're going to send me to the most prestigious college in the country.
I'm sorry, Sarah, but we have to support the child who has greater potential and will make the family proud.
That, Mom and Dad just walked away as Pedro stood there with a stupid smirk on his face. Oh, I wanted to smack him hard. It was then that I decided I'd do whatever it took to get myself into a sewing school. I tried to get a job, but nobody wanted to hire an 11-year-old, not even if a clown for a birthday party. When I was 13, things looked as though they were turning around, and I finally went into the babysitting job. But when my parents found out that I'd been neglecting household chores because of it, they were furious. That was ground off for 2 months, and Jack tore off all my designs that I had stuck on my bedroom walls over the years. I was devastated. But a tiny part of me refused to give up. I had to be smart. This time, when I drew, I hid my drawings under the floorboards of my bed. And when Mom sent me to the supermarket, I'd pass by to wish you captain and take all the coins. Don't give me that judgmental look. But after 3 years of saving those coins, it still wasn't enough. Luckily for me, my life took an amazing turn when I turned 16, and that set things in motion for me. One day, while drawing in my room, I was so focused that I didn't see this girl peeking in at me through the window.
Wow, that's look amazing!
I toppled out of my chair and fell to the ground. The girl then did a backflip through my bedroom window and came in. Did your circus come to town? What do you want? Did my parents send you to spy on me?
No, silly. I'm your neighbor in it.
I didn't even let her finish. I just picked her up, threw her out of the window, and closed the curtains. As much as I wanted a friend, I didn't want anyone to know that I couldn't read or write. What would she think of me? But that didn't stop a crazy backflip girl. Over the next few days, she did everything she could to get my attention, even juggling 3 cats while she balanced a mug of water on her head. What a weirdo. One day, I decided to take a shortcut home because I had seen a lady with the most amazing outfit, and I wanted to get home and sketch it. Just then, I heard a man yell behind me.
Watch out!
As I turned, I saw a huge crane roller coming my way. We froze in place, but luckily for me, someone pushed me to the ground just in time.
Girl, are you crazy? This is a danger zone. Can't you read?
Oh God, I was sweating like a bald man in spring.
Can you read?
I sighed heavily and shook my head.
That's okay. I can't draw amazing fashion design for you can. I'll go and grab some ice cream. My treat.
While eating the ice cream, crazy backslip girl, Sophia, told me that she had moved next door with her parents and older brother Harrison. Also, that Harrison was a rotten egg and always got himself into trouble. She also told me that her father lost his job after his boss accused him of stealing money from his office and then blacklisted him so no one else would hire him, while her mother worked as a maid for some rich lady. I told her that my parents hated me and wouldn't even let me go to school while they treated Pedro like he was a prince.
What do they think this is? The 16th century? No girl left behind, a woman power.
Over the next few months, Sophia taught me how to read and write. She was a great teacher, and I was a quick learner. Sophia's mother even supplied me with her old drapes to pack my designs on. As much as I loved my darling, there were the downside of being neighbors with Sophia. Harrison and Pedro became best friends, and they flew out of their way to make mine and Sophia's life a living nightmare. So we stayed out of their way as much as possible. But then one evening, when I was coming home after getting groceries, I saw you guys push some guy to the ground and grab his keys. Hey, stop it! The guys looked around, and I was shook. Pedro? Harrison?
Let's get out of here.
They hopped into the car and sped off. Was Pedro crazy? That night, I cornered Pedro in his room. What the heck was that stunt you pulled today?
What I do if none of your business?
You're my younger brother. Of course it's my business.
If you tell mom and dad anything, I'll tell them that Sophia has been tutoring you.
I couldn't afford to lose Sophia's friendship. So, I kept my mouth shut and kept a close eye on Pedro. I found out that he'd been failing his subjects in school, and he was missing classes to hang out with Harrison and his goons. I was just frustrated, but I thought my head was going to explode.
Maybe you should start a podcast to ease some of your frustration.
Talk to strangers about my story? That'll be weird.
Sometimes strangers make the best listeners.
That night, Sophia helped me set up an anonymous podcast using her phone that went by the name Wazin. And it felt so good to get so many things off my chest, but what felt even better was reading the comments encouraging me to follow my dreams despite my parents' unfair treatment. They even encouraged me to open an online store instead of a GoFundMe to get started. And soon, my clothes were being sold faster than I could make them. Yeah, I set up a secret workshop in Sophia's basement where I worked at night. Over the next 2 years, it was a roller coaster. First, Harrison was arrested for pickpocketing, and his father shipped him off to the mazing. When he left, Pedro got 100 times worse. He was used to take out of school, and he continued to hang out with the wrong crowd. My parents always made excuses for him. But my life was super awesome. I saved up enough money to get into the most prestigious fashion school in the country. The only thing was to do was to send in my application, which required me to create any design of my choice.
You've got this, bestie. I'm rooting for you.
Over the next 2 months, I worked endlessly to create the most beautiful doll gown known to man. I needed to get into this school. I had something to prove to myself. A few nights before the submission of my dress, while at Sophia's, I saw Pedro enter her parents' bedroom. I snuck up to the door and peeked through the crack. I watched in shock as Pedro was stuffing his pockets with jewelry. Pedro, what on earth are you doing? Pedro gave me one look and jumped through the window like a frog. Sophia and her parents had been too good to me to let Pedro get away with this. I ran home, but when I opened the door, the confrontation did an Uno reverse on me. Dad glared at me as he was holding a necklace in his hand.
Sarah, why was this in your dresser?
As it on cue, Pedro walked into the room to examine the necklace.
Wait, isn't that Sophia's mother's?
You should know, since you stole it.
Pedro told us that he saw you take this.
I didn't steal anything. It was Pedro.
I just don't understand where we went wrong with you.
Me. Pedro's the one who got kicked out of school. Genius. My butt.
We also found cash hidden under the floorboards. Where did you steal that from?
I froze. How did my eyes met Pedro's,